We are just starting today's special class. This is the very first time that I've run this one, and what I would really appreciate is if you are here live, can you let me know if you can hear me okay? I'm actually multitasking. I'm seeing you on here on my phone as well as seeing you on my screen. So if you're here live, what I would really appreciate is, first of all, if you let me know, can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Because that's the one thing when it comes to doing video, when you're doing it live, is you really need some feedback from people so you know that you're actually getting across to them. So I'd really appreciate that. And also just comment. So whether you are here as the for you here live, especially, just type in, tell me who you are, where you're from, and what you're hoping to get out of today. While we're going through and you're leaving comments, feel free to tell people, who are here, like, what is your business? What are you going to be using video for? Hopefully there will be joint venture partners, potential clients, all of those sorts of things who are here while, watching the video and who are taking part with you, because we attract a lot of clever people in business. So your perfect joint venture partner may actually be here with you. So type in, who do you help? What are you hoping to get out of today? For me, and also for others that are here. And I really love it if you send me some loves, and I especially love it if you can share this, if you can pass this on to other people so that I can help as many people here with videos. So I can see that people are starting to join us now. So I would love it if you can type in and just say hello, and I can start to see your comments. Now, we are actually live streaming to a few places at once because I'm using this super duper clever software called Restream. I can use this clever thing here, and I can, there you go. You can actually see it up there on the screen. So we're actually going to a few places at once. So we'll have people sending messages from the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and from YouTube as well. So I can see all of your combined messages that are coming through there. So I'd really appreciate it if you can say hello. Alrighty. Now, what are we going to be doing today? I'll get rid of that Restream. Oh, we've got somebody that's saying hi, Janet. If you're coming through in the Facebook group, for some reason, well, it's a thing that's got to do with just Facebook's privacy settings. So just tell me your name. Type in if you're actually in the Facebook group, because within groups, Facebook won't let me know your name. All right, well, I'm going to get stuck into it. You will see I'm in a different sort of location today. Normally, I'm sitting in the chair of wisdom with my beautiful artworks behind me. Now, one of the things that I really learned through doing so many interviews with the Video Marketing Summit, and we'll talk about this in a moment, is that slide-driven presentations are just so 2019. So and you probably find this yourself. It helps to keep things organized, to help people to see things, but the more dynamic you can do things, the better. So I thought that I would actually help you and teach you today doing what I do when I'm actually working with my VIP clients, when I'm working with them one-on-one, or whether I'm helping them in a small group. I actually come over here and use my whiteboard. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be teaching you through here, and I'm also going to be sharing my screen and showing you the real things. I'll be showing you examples of what I'm going to be teaching you in action. So that's a little bit different today. I would love to hear from you if that works for you. Okay, so what I'm also doing is I'm just going to keep on checking the messages. Rachel, hello, gorgeous. It's good to see you. The reason I'm checking on my phone is because my long distance vision is not very good, and I've set up 3 screens here behind me, which is my normal working way. So I can't quite read them all. That's what happens. It comes from aging. All right, let's get stuck into it. So my objective today is to try to reduce all of the overwhelm that can come from learning how to use video and video marketing in your business. I want to reduce that overwhelm and bring it down so that you know which are the core strategies that are working now. If you have to just choose a few strategies, which are the ones that are going to get you the best bang for your buck, and which ones are working in now and are going to continue to work into 2021. So I'm going to go over what those are, and to explain, to help you to understand that, what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to go through what I call the Romance Your Tribe customer path. So we can have a little bit of fun with that. But you'll get to see why each of these strategies are important. So as well as us doing that, then what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a look at those and do a little bit of a checklist so that you can go, all right, based on my business, where I see the gaps are now, where should I be focusing first? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to dive into one strategy in particular that covers a lot of the things that you need to do, whether you're really advanced or whether you're new. And it's a strategy that I've kind of developed from all of the really fantastic trainings that we had as part of the Video Marketing Summit that was just last week. So I'll show you how to combine quite a lot of those teachings into a really automated type system. That means that you're going to be really keeping in contact with people. You're really going to be top of mind, look like you're there everywhere all the time, but you're not. You're actually focusing on the other things on your business. So I'm going to show you what you need to have in place to do that. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at 3 things that if you don't have these in your business, it's going to be difficult for you to make the most of the video marketing, to actually see it transfer over into cash in the bank. So I'm going to show you what those 3 core things are that you need to have in order to be able to make that work. And then I'll show you how you can do that quite quickly. All right. So these are the main things. And then I'm also going to show you how you get some help, because I've been after the summit, I've kind of got all inspired. I went, you know what, there's this one strategy that I know if people can nail that, it's just going to make it so much easier. So I'm kind of, once I've decided I'm going to, I can do this, I have been flat out this week creating it all. So I will show you, and you'll get an opportunity as to be one of our first members, and and you'll see about being a founding member, how it's a total no-brainer. I'm really, really excited. So I'll show you that as well. But the main important thing here is at the end of today, you're going to have an action plan. You're going to know exactly what you need to be focusing on for your business. You're going to know what you need to have in place, and then you can start taking action. Okay, so I shall just check through here any questions that you have. Oh, you loved Simon Bowens. Hey, Nobby. Yeah, he is such a clever man, isn't he? I absolutely adore Simon. And hello, Sharon. So great to see you. Excellent. So let's get stuck into it. And I'd really love to hear from you. You don't have to do it as we're going, but you'd love to hear at the end. Does this kind of format work? You'll see I'm going to start using my little thingos here. But if you're curious, actually, if you bought the super bundle, the upgrade through the summit, you've got access to a video where I take you behind the scenes and show you exactly how I've set up my studio. So I've got 3 different video shooting areas, and this is one of them. I mean, this room is just quite small, but I've got 3 different studios that are set up here. So this one here, just so you're curious, this is a whiteboard. It's a stick-on whiteboard. So I just got it off eBay, and you just put it on like as if you were covering a book or something. Yep, complete with the bubbles and the creases. So it's a whiteboard. So I use this all the time for planning in my business, all the time for teaching with my VIPs. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. So I'd love to know if that's working, if that works for you. All right, so I'm going to show the thing that I love about this system that I'm using. So you can see here. So that's Rachel, and we've got here Yeah, Nobby. So I can sort of share your messages, which is really lovely. Yeah. So yeah, Nobby, Simon's. You're actually. This is going to be. What he was teaching is going to fit into one of those strategies as well. All right. Let's get stuck straight into it. I'm going to skip the whole thing of getting to know me and why you should listen to me. I'm just going to skip that whole lot. So if you're new to me, you'll get to know me as we're going through here. Okay, so I'm going to skip that whole sort of self-indulgent thing that normally happens when people do webinars. If you're here, there's a good chance that you thought that it was worthwhile turning up, and I have got value to give you. So, and what we're doing today is really drawing on not just years and years and years of video production and also working with clients, helping them, but also the last few months I have been living and breathing video marketing as I've been interviewing these world experts that I got to share with you last week through the Video Marketing Summit. So that's where this information is drawing from. So we're going to skip the photos of when I used to live in the rolled up newspaper in the middle of the road, and now I'm living the life, okay? So we're going to skip that part there. I'm also going to skip the part where I would bombard you with statistics on why video and video marketing is absolutely essential for your business. I can share those statistics with you later, but if you're here, you've probably already got a good idea that video and video marketing is the thing that you need to be doing in your business, but there's things stopping you. It's either stopping you because you really have no idea where to start, or it could be that you've started doing it, but you feel like you're making videos and you're just hearing crickets, or you might be getting some interaction, but you're not seeing the money in the bank. So you know that there is something missing, and you know that it is probably something to do with your strategy, and probably to do with, there may be just one missing part. And I tell you, there probably is just one missing part, okay? You might get that answer today. So if you fit into those categories, you already know that video is important. So I'm going to skip that part, okay, as well. So I'm going to assume that you're going to listen to what I've got to say, and that you're already convinced that it is worth listening because this strategy, video marketing, is worth it. So we'll just agree with that one. Now I'm going to get stuck straight into the summary. So I'll just see what other things we've got. So I'm just every now and then picking up little comments that are coming through there. So I love it if you send through questions and comments, because I'm here live. So I want to help you if you've turned up live. And if you're here on the replay, a lot of people have said that, lots of different competing things, some of them being asleep. If you're here on the replay, leave your questions as well, because I will get a notification and I will come and answer them for you. Rightio. Now, let's get stuck into understanding the 5 different campaigns that are absolutely essential to running your business. To do this, I'm going to introduce you to the 5-step Romance Your Tribe model. And actually, within the 5-step Romance Your Tribe model, there's another little step that you'll get to see. Now, what is the Romance Your Tribe model? I'm going to draw it out here for you. For me, anything in business is about relationships. And really, so I tend to think about my relationships with the people who I'm attracting in business and that I do business with very, very much like a romance. So I think if you can draw analogies between the way that a romance develops and what things are needed at each stage in order for that romance to get stronger and stronger, if you can draw those over to the way that you work with customers, it's a really nice analogy. So let's start with first step. Okay, so this first step is flirting. All right, so this would be, if you were single and ready to mingle, your idea of flirting as a woman would be you're going to put your lippy on, a bit of a push-up bra, and you're going to head out there and you are just going to do the best that you can do to attract the right person, okay? Now, the equivalent of the lippy and the push-up bra is how do you present yourself as the best that you can when you're out there in all the places where your target market might be hanging out. So that could be over on social media. It could be offline. It could be in different Facebook groups. It could be through being introduced to your target market because you're on somebody else's podcast or their webinars or their summit, those sorts of things. Yeah, they're kind of acting like Cupid. So that's where the flirting fits in. Now, a lot of video really fits in here, and we're going to go into detail about where the video strategies fit in with this. Whoops, I've lost my here. Just seeing if you've got any, just send through any comments and things. I would really appreciate it. Give me a few love hearts. I'd really appreciate that too, just so that I know that that it's resonating if things work. So we've got that flirting. Now, the next stage that comes in a relationship is, you've found somebody that you think, oh, I like them. The next step might be, want to come back to my place? All right. So the next step is my place. So if your next step is my place, the equivalent of online is coming back to a place where they get to know you better. Now, usually that is going to be your website. So there's a few things that you need to be having on your website to make it work so that when they get there, they go, oh, I like your CD collection. We've got some things to relate. Or as my husband, when he first invited me back to his place, was I've got a really good insect collection. And you know what? He knew that he was targeting the right person because my natural response was, oh, cool. I like insects. Let's go. So that may not have worked with somebody else. So, it's about getting back to the right people, and when they're there, they go, this is what you're into. This is what you do. I relate to you. So this is my place, and I'll show you an example of what a my place can look like, and a lot of you would have just seen the example that I've got quite recently. Nobby's saying I couldn't possibly flirt. I don't know why this one is not working for me. You can flirt, Nobby. You could flirt. I bet I'd see all your photos of cakes and things. I bet you flirt with whoever serves you those cakes. So, okay, so we have got my place. Now, the next thing that we've got in a relationship is courting. Can you see me? Yeah. Now, with the courting, it's very often a bit one-sided. Because you're going, I really, really want to make an impression on these people, on this person. Hey, people, on this person. So what am I going to do to be able to get them to understand more about me and to really, for them to want to feel special, to feel like I think that they're the one. So when it comes to courting in your business, this is where you're going to be doing some kind of content that is going to be going out where they're really getting to know you, that you're getting to demonstrate that you understand them. So you'll see how this is going to relate to video, but you will also be doing this, say, through your email. So when you get back to my place, you want to get them on your email list, okay? And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. The next part there is going to be the courting. So how do you actually get in their face on a constant basis? Now, the next thing that we have is, okay, I'm just seeing comments that are coming through here, is the next thing that we've got after courting is romance. Okay, so with the romance, that's when it starts to get a bit of a to and fro. It's not just you chasing them. It's them also coming back and interacting with you. It's them letting them know that they like you and you may be doing some things together. So this is where this is where it can be fun, but it's also really challenging for a lot of people. And we'll talk about some really powerful video strategies that are working really, really well right now that allow you to get that romance happening, where that gets you to have that relationship with your ideal customer and with your existing customers. So, romance is actually where it becomes quite powerful in business. A lot of businesses don't do this part. They're not even aware of the power of it, but you're going to be different. The next part is commitment. So this is where you've got your big diamond ring. So Commitment is actually they're becoming a long-term customer. You know, you might, for there it might be, you know, you've got your customer, you might be thinking about going on and having kids or whatever it's going to be, then that commitment. So what can you be doing that's going to make that commitment happen, but also to continue that relationship? Because, hey, anybody that's been in a relationship for a while knows if you just stop at commitment and don't go back and start flirting with them again, it's gonna drop off. Take it from me. I've been married 30 odd years. So if we think about these as being the cycles that are really important when it comes to your customer. Now let's have a look at the video marketing strategies that are working right now. Now I'm just going to see if you've got any questions there that are coming through. Let me know if this makes sense, and also let me know if you can see what I'm doing here okay. Now I'm just going to rub that one out. So, and we'll start again. This is what you don't normally have is some kind of cleanser as you're doing a presentation. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the main strategies that are working really well now, and we'll look at where do they fit in with that romance your tribe cycle to do with the client. Okay. Let me just... All right. Well, it's locked me off. That's why I'm not seeing it. I'll just go off these ones here. I'm just sort of leaning across so that I can see the comments. All righty. So now let's have a look at those strategies that are working really well. Now, the first one that is my absolute favorite is the one that I call the Attract Your Tribe with video. And I'll show you an example in a moment of what that looks like. Now, with this particular one here, these are kind of like stop the scroll. You know, this is the things where you've got short videos that are constantly going out onto social media, and it can also be used over on YouTube. They can also be going onto your blog. They can be going out to your mailing list. But the whole idea here is these are short and sweet, so only a few minutes long, that are designed especially in the way that they are branded, in the way that they are captioned, the way that the structure of what you're saying, the way that you're putting them out there are all designed to stop the scroll, to stop people from flicking through their phone and to be able to go, oh, here she is again. Here he is again. They seem to be everywhere. Everywhere I look, this person is there. Man, they know their stuff. They must be a big company. They're always in your mind. And the nice part that's also got to do with this is a really simple social media strategy with adding on to that with a couple of different social media posts that absolutely relate and reinforce the video. I'm going to go into that one in a bit more detail because that's my favorite. It's the one that you will get to see actually supports all of the other video strategies that you can be using. So I'll show you in a moment what that looks like, because we actually use this strategy to market the Video Marketing Summit. So I'll show you exactly what we did so you can see what they look like. I'll just see if you've got any questions there at all. And I'm also curious to see, are you doing something like that at the moment? And if you are, what are some challenges that come with doing that? Or if you're not doing it yet, what do you see as challenges that would make it a little bit difficult to do? So that's stopping you perhaps from doing that. So this is probably the one that is, it doesn't really matter if you're already producing videos and you're already getting results, or if you're just starting out. This is the one strategy that all of, that was coming across in all of the different interviews that I did and the ones that I'm seeing that actually get the results for us in our business. So it doesn't really matter at what stage you're at. This is something that you can be using. Now, the next one is we want to be having a look at, so where does this fit in? This definitely fits in with flirting. Let me see if you can see. That definitely fits in with the flirting. You may not be able to see that green one so well. Now, the next thing, when we moved over to courting, and the courting is where you're really getting to be in contact with them all the time. Now, there are a few ways that worked well with this. One of them is you can still use this one here for your courting. Just because somebody has joined your mailing list and you've stopped the flirting doesn't mean that you don't keep that going, because it's going to continue to reinforce to them that you know what you're talking about and that you understand them. But the other ones that are working really, really powerfully at the moment that fit in with that category are podcasting and YouTube. So those strategies there, you can just have this one here at the top. If you just have that, that's more than most people have got, and it's going to get you great results. If you can also add in some podcasting or using YouTube videos that are long, that go into more detail, that are much more how-to, then that's a really good strategy to be using now, because a lot more people are actually using podcasts. It's continuing to grow. So even though there's a lot out there, there's a lot of people who are listening to them. So it is not something that's peaked yet. So, and again, with the YouTube is going to continue to work with you for years. So that there is, those two things really fit in well with the, well, just making sure some reason things are freezing on me. Anyway, not sure why. I hope you can hear me okay. It just seems to have gone all frozen on me. I haven't seen any comments there for a little bit. So I'm just going to go and check here to see if why that's frozen. Here we go. All good here? Oh, thank you, Sharon. Really appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So let's get stuck back into it. So the next one we've got is when it comes to the romance. Now, remember how I was saying that romance is the area that people don't necessarily think about. But this is where you really start to build a tribe around your business. And by tribe, I mean a gathering, people who are like-minded, who get your values, who get what you do. Yeah, you can see and hear me. Awesome. Thank you. So the way that comes through with those romancing ones. And the best one when it comes to the romance is lives. So what I'm doing now, so you can see by what I've been doing now is we're interacting. You're actually contributing to the content. As you ask questions or as you give feedback that makes me go in one direction or another, you are actually interacting. I'm getting to know you. You are part of what I'm creating. So Facebook Lives, one of the big things that came across with quite a few of the people who I interviewed for the summit, and this came through their interviews, but also with us communicating before and after, just continuing to talk business and marketing because you couldn't stop any of us, is a lot of people were saying that starting to do a weekly Facebook Live made a huge difference for them when it came to really connecting and building a tribe around their business, building that community. So Facebook Lives, and these can be YouTube Lives. We're actually live on YouTube at the moment. I've got some people who will be here on YouTube, some people on Facebook. You can also be, LinkedIn is now starting to approve people. You can apply there. Next year LinkedIn will be doing lives. It'll be much easier for you. And you can also do Instagram lives. So at the platform where your clients are going to be, really look at doing lives, okay? You can start to play with lives to first go out there, but as your business gets busy, it's really important to have something that's not going to require you to turn up. So when the times when you perhaps should be more visible, you go dark because you're so focused on the project or the new clients or getting the clients or whatever it is. So it's really, really good to have something that underlies there that's constantly working for you, that you can kind of not set and forget, but that you can set and rely on, and then use the lives. This is a really powerful tool for you to be able to use. Absolutely going to continue to work going on. Excellent. Oh, Janet, g'day. So now the next one we've got is when it comes to commitment. And we're going to go back to another one. So when it comes to commitment, when I was saying, that's when they become the clients. That's where it's where they're actually in business. They're your clients, and they're going to be recurring clients and big fans. Now, the big thing that you would have noticed that's happened in 2020, and it is going to just continue in 2021, is businesses that previously their clients were very, very reluctant to do any kind of virtual delivery of services, that they're now they're used to it. And in a lot of cases, they're actually preferring it because it means that they don't have to be traveling. They've got more flexibility. So if you currently do not have a way to be able to deliver your services, if you're in a service-based business, to deliver in a virtual way, this is a huge opportunity for you. And even more, to be able to use your skills in video and use that to create online courses, even if they are something small that allows you to be able to make small sales but find those people who are looking to buy. You can be doing that with video. You can also be creating your whole membership, your whole courses. And that's one of the things that that I do with my clients, is help you to turn what you're doing with people one-on-one and turn that into signature programs. You've got such an opportunity to do that now, even doing it live. So using Zoom, using something like I'm doing here with Restream, a way for you to be able to deliver to your clients so that they can actually be interacting with you live. It may not be a course, it may be one-on-one. For example, I have clients who are within driving distance, some are within walking distance of me. We still do our VIP coaching together, either as the small group in the accelerator program or in the working one-on-one. We still do it via Zoom because we have less distractions. And then I just meet them afterwards for a coffee. Or I've got one local client who we have, instead of board meetings, they're bar meetings. So if I'm going to have a meeting with somebody in person, I'm going to do it with a cocktail. Otherwise, doing it virtually means I can give a better service. So these are other great opportunities that you've got to do with video. Now, the last one that we've got is, so with that commitment, that's going to be courses. And I'll just put Zoom here, but you get it. It doesn't have to just be Zoom. I'm in fact reducing the amount of Zoom that I use. I don't need to be at the top level anymore. Coffee shop, yeah, of course, Nobby, coffee shop meetings with Kate. That is so you. Oh, where is my mouse? There you go. Yeah, cocktails, just goes to show priorities. Yeah, because I'm starting to use Restream more. I really, really like it. Now, the other one we've got, and this doesn't fit in with one particular stage of the Romance Your Tribe model. And that's because, hey, it's not the 19th century anymore. And that is sealing the deal. For some people, that may happen at the flirting level. Other people, they may wait till they're ready up to the commitment level. But at some stage, you've got to seal the deal. Now, if you're trying to go at flirting and then you're starting to say, hey, so how many kids do you think we should have? You're probably going to see them take off, okay? Very, very much like when you're just starting to go out there and you're doing the best that you can do to show and build a connection, and that's especially where the attract to tribe with video model works really well, is if you're going to try to make the sales straight up, you're probably going to scare people off. So sometimes but there's some cases where that will work. But at all those stages there, you may have an opportunity to siphon them towards the area where you get to seal the deal, baby. And that's where the money hits the bank. Now, in that, these are where you've got real opportunities with video. Now, Nobby, I think it was saying how much he loves Simon Bowen's session that we had in the summit, because he was talking about actually doing sales calls where you're using video and I'm using the whiteboard marker, but I will be really practicing using the system of being able to draw on an iPad into the program. That's what I'm just starting with the whiteboard. It's the equivalent, okay? So the other one there that you've got is really good sales processes using video. Now, these are going to be through webinars, one-on-one video, and then the other one is also going to be live launches. All of those are opportunities for you to be able to seal the deal, but you'll see that there is one big thing that's really, really changing. The whole idea of just boring people shitless, basically, as you're just going through the routines of, this is my sales pitch, is not going to work. People want to interact in some way. People want to have their attention kept, and people are also wanting to be treated, as if they're not just an automaton. So now you have the opportunity to be able to seal the deal in ways that are far more interactive. And that's where, with webinars and the one-on-one and the live launching, is still using the video and still using a way of being able to teach people, simplify things, but you can be using one or all of these strategies. I would suggest that you just use one. Just choose one to do really well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through, first of all, like a bit of a checklist for you in your business. Which is the area that you can see that you really need to be focusing on the most? I'm going to share one slide here with you. Okay, I'll just share this one slide here with you. And yeah, we'll just see how that goes. Whoa. Sorry, I'm trying to make this work from a distance. I'll set up a better system. So there we've got the 5 areas that we have got. No, anyway, that's the 5 areas we've got. So the flirting, the back to my place, the commitment, the romance, and then the courting. Courting, romance, commitment. Which of those areas are you seeing that you've got the biggest gaps? Now, and we'll go into a minute what you need to have in place to actually even be able to make the most of these. Okay, so are you having that you're not having some kind of consistent way to be able to stay on track with people? Is that one of those ones that's your biggest challenge? I'm just seeing if I can show this better for you. Anyway, so is that your challenge, having something that is consistent? Well, in that case, you need to really be focusing on that attract your tribe model that is going to be fitting, not just for flirting, but it also fits in here with the courting. And then it also fits as a follow-up with the commitment. So have you got something there that is missing? Or are you going, you know what, I've kind of got something like that's kind of always constantly going on the roll, but maybe I need to dive in more and to be able to really give higher content and totally position myself as the leader in this space. Aware that it's going to take more time, but is that something that I need to do? Or do I really need to be getting out there and interacting with people more? Do I need to start building that tribe, start building that loyalty and them getting to know me? Is that the thing that you need to be doing? Are you finding that, you know what, I'm just doing too much one-on-one, and in fact, I need to be able to sort of build courses around what I'm doing. I need something better to sell than my one-on-one. This may very well be one of the most powerful ways for you to start. Or are you finding, okay, well, I've got some, if I can get the right clients and they can get to, learn about me and my service, well, that's great. Oh, hey, Sharon, I'm going to get rid of that one here and we'll come back to where we were. That should be working. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. Oh, she can see me. There you go. Something really weird has just happened, but that's okay. I've just flipped through to something else. There you go. Here we are. This comes from multitasking. I only decided that I was going to do this way rather than going over there about an hour before I came on, so I had to play around with all the technology. Yeah, you just got to give it a go. So if you're thinking, okay, I've got something really, really good to sell, but I don't really have a way to be able to sell it, unless I'm just doing it with people individually, well, this may be the thing that's going to make the biggest difference in terms of the money coming in the bank, which is setting up some kind of automated way of being able to use video to sell, which could be webinars, it could be launches. So I'd love to hear from you. From what I've talked about here, where are you seeing the gaps? So Sharon's saying you've gone through, you're now launching an online course. Go you. You need to go back to flirt to encourage new mates. Yeah, that's the thing is, especially when you are taking action. That's a really good comment, Sharon. I'll put it up here. We'll only be able to see the first part of it. Oh, no, we can see the whole thing. That's a really good comment because it's not as if you just do one and that's it. Everything's fixed. Exactly the same as like a relationship. It's not like, well, we've got married, we're hitched, I don't have to try anymore. That doesn't work. Okay, that does not work. So, and there's a real danger when you are really focusing on something like the creation of your course. For example, I had to be really careful as I was leading up to the summit because there were so many moving parts, so many people to coordinate, techie stuff to put together, as well as continue to work with my existing clients and have a life. So I had to be really careful that I didn't go radio darkness, because that will be the thing that always gets dropped. And then what happens is once you finish with your project and then you emerge, you go, oh, and then you get people saying to me, I haven't seen you for a while. Are you still around? You think, no, you do not want to hear that in your business. So yeah, you may very well find if you've been may have put some other things in place here, but you may need to continue and make sure you've got something there. So Nobby says he's going to be out there flirting soon. Yep. So you're seeing again up here with this one of having something consistent that's getting you out there. Curious to see, are you looking at doing something where it goes more to do with something that you've sort of set up and it can be drip fed out, or are you looking to doing your flirting all the time live? I'm really curious to see what resonates with you, because that's the other thing is, as well as what fits in with you and your business and your business model, is what also suits your natural style of doing things. I know for me, I have a combination. I love to batch. So I batch videos. It's what I teach people to do, how to make 3 months worth of your video marketing and automate it in less than a day. I love doing that. But then on top of that, I get my energy from you. So the more that you talk, the more questions you've got for me, the more energy that I get from that. So I need to inject some kind of live component into what I do. Otherwise, I feel disconnected from my tribe. Okay, so we're going to now move on. Excellent. Thank you. Now we're going to move on to what you need to have in place. There are 3 things that if you don't have these in place, it's going to be really difficult for you to make money. And so I'm going to share these with you. So number 1, and I'll just share my screen here. Okay. Number one that you need to have is, now you should be able, oh, no, you won't see it unless I actually press that button. Okay. This is the Instagram account that we have got for the summit. Now, I'll just get rid of that one there. Okay. Okay, so what we've got here is, you can see here that this is what we were putting out as part of the summit. So when I was talking about having the short videos, and then also to be able to have something where you're also creating other content. Now, I'll go into this in a little moment as well about how that fits in there. This is actually the Attract Your Tribe strategy, where you can actually see it in work. So, but one of the things that you need to have in place is, there was no use us creating this content, no use creating videos, creating quotes, creating anything that's got, you know, photos of people that people will be interacting with. There was absolutely no use in doing any of that if we didn't get two things nailed, and these fitting together, and they're all about your messaging. If we weren't clear on who our target market was and what they wanted to hear, like what were the core messages that they needed to hear in order to take action and implement what we were going to be sharing with them, we needed to really, really know our market. And not only that, we also really needed to know what were we bringing to the market, like what were our core branding and values, but also what was different about us. So that's really important work to do. Otherwise, your videos are just they're gonna land flat. So I'll show you in a moment about one of the content frameworks that I use and that I teach my clients, that works really, really well with this particular model. So you absolutely have to have that. If you don't have that in place, you know, they're going to fall flat. You've got to do that work. Now, the next thing that you need to have in place, I think I might need to get some glasses just so I can see my screens when I'm all the way back here. The next thing that you need to have, let me see if I've got it here. Okay, the next thing that you need to have, and here is an example, you need to have a way to get people onto your mailing list. Even though you can be collecting names through social media, you can be gathering, you know, you might have a gazillion followers on all your different platforms, and those things are going to work really well. The reality is email still converts really, really well when it comes to making money from your business. So all of these people, when you're out there flirting, you want to get them back to your place. You want them to be able to go, aha, okay, I'm not getting distracted now by all the clutter. I'm watching your messages when you send me something through. So you need to have a way to build your list. If you don't have that, you need to really, you know, you can start creating your videos, but they're kind of just going to go nowhere. You've got to still keep on working on those platforms which you don't own. Your emails, you can always download that and you've got that database. So you need to have a way. So I'm just sharing this one here because if you took part in the Video Marketing Summit, you may have seen we had two different opt-in pages, but basically it's, you know, it's giving away something for free. In this case, the Video Marketing Playbook, and then you could click a button and you're going to give your you need to have one of those things in place. Now, the other thing that you need to have in place, now I mentioned this a couple of times, was okay. Oh, okay. So talking about off the cuff, sorry, I just saw your messages there. So the other thing that you need to have in place was you need to have something to sell. Now, I know that if you're just starting out in business, you may just have one-on-one. Even if you've been going for a long time, that may still be all that you've got. But if you're going to be putting into place this brilliant marketing that's going to allow you to be able to get some freedom, especially if you're using the methods that allow you to have this beautiful content going out all the time and you seeming as if you're everywhere, but you're not, well, you're not busy doing it. What a shame if all of that leads to you still being super duper busy. So you need to have something that you can be selling. Now, to start with, it may just be your one-on-one, as we said, but how great if you can actually then have something that means that you get to start freeing yourself up. So you need to have something to sell and a way to sell it. How do people actually go from, yeah, I love your videos, you're so cool, to where do I put my credit card details? You need to have something in place. You need to have those sales letters. You need to have a way where people can convert. So, and something to sell them. So you need to have those blocks. You can do without some of these things, but you're not going to get the full benefit. So if they're the kind of things that are really going to make it really, really powerful for you. Now, I'm just curious, people who are here, and also if you are here on the recordings, are there any of those areas that you've got? Now, here is something that will really surprise you, though, is I found when I was interviewing these amazing legends on video marketing, a lot of them work behind the scenes, which made them fantastic for me to interview because they're actually seeing what is happening. But when it came to them sharing the word about the market, I was surprised that there were a few people there that didn't have an email list. It was more than a couple. They did not have an email list. They hadn't been collecting the emails. But still their businesses were growing exceptionally well because they were really, really good at what they did and being able to use their videos to market. But so much more powerful if they had an email list. So I just couldn't help myself. I'm going, okay, baby, let's fix this up right now. Let's fix this up because there is so much opportunity. So if you're beating yourself up going, oh, look, I don't have a list builder or a list yet, don't beat yourself up too much, okay? Don't beat yourself up. You can still be getting results, but you're going to get so many more results, I can tell you, if you've got that in place. So I'd love to hear from you. Can you see from those three things the gaps that you may have? All right, now just check to see any of the chats that's coming through. Okay. Righty, I'll have a sip of water. Now I'm going to share you some other things. Now, when I was saying that I've shown you here that you've got an opt-in. The other things, I'll just show you some other things that's going to make it that you've got so much more power. And then we're going to come back and I'll show you those videos. Just seeing what we've got here. What have we got here? Okay, so this is an example of having something to sell. Now, I'm going to show this to you a little bit later because this is actually the program that I am opening. You're the first people to see this. I was making finishing touches to the sales letter just before I came on. Where's my mouse on? Here we go. I'm going to put that there so you can go and check it out. Okay, so here is an example where, with this program is being delivered virtually, but the majority of it is being done by video. So video coaching, that's all pre-prepared, but also live video, live coaching. It just means that I can only help so many people one-on-one when it comes to doing this. So this is an example of you need to have something in place so that you've got a way to sell. So I'm going to scroll down here because I'm going to show you in a moment what I've got here to help you. But you can check that out there. This program, anybody that joins now, you are literally going to be the first people to go through it. And for that, you're going to be getting it at half the price that it's going to be ending up selling for. If you're already one of my Attract Your Tribe, if you're already one of my Cool Cats video program people, or you've just purchased the Video Marketing Summit, just send me a message or an email. I'll be sending it out to you anyway, but you'll have a coupon code to save an extra $100. Okay, so but this is, so I'll take you through that in a moment. Now, the other thing that you've got, I just wanted to show you some other examples before we go. So when I was talking about how it allows you to, when you're doing the lives, you can get so much more interaction. You can see here, this is just an example. Even though the summit, all of the interviews that I did, we pre-recorded because there were just too many to be able to do live. It would have just burnt all of us out. But I still did lives every single day into the group. I still did one of my interviews live. And the nice thing with that is it allows the interaction with everybody. So you don't have to do one or the other. So you can see an example here. And then the other thing that you've got is, if you've got a course, it means, so this is example, this is, well, in the program that we've got, the Attract Your Tribe with video, you can see here that you've got, this is the course here, but also these are also three bonuses that you're actually going to get with it. But all of these mean that people can come in and they can start working straight away. They don't have to wait until they are, you don't have to, these are other things that you could be doing with video. So you've got that option when we talked about here about, your courses and your Zoom, you've got this opportunity here. So this is an example of what we've got. So this is all bundled together in the program. You can see when I was talking about how you need to be super clear on your messaging. So I have a bonus that's just for that. We've also got the list building funnel. So if you don't have a list, and also there's a really cool thing in there on how do you make a sale straight off. So even sales, all the templates, everything is there. So all of that is there for you. And then also how to make a profitable product in a day. Like how are you going to make it so that you can get a product done? So you've got something where you can be creating using video, where you can be actually having something that you can sell straight off, and you don't even need a website. I'll show you how to do that. So these are examples of what it actually, this is what you can be creating through here. So I've shown you an example here of the lives, the courses. I won't go over to my podcast because you can't necessarily see it as well. And example, what I'm doing here is also the equivalent of a webinar. Okay, giving really good content for people, helping them, but then also showing them that you've got a way to be able to help them afterwards. And also the Attract Your Tribe with videos. So we'll go over there a little bit more because that's the core thing that I focus on in the program that I'm launching now. I'm just going to see if I've got any other comments that are coming through there. I'm just going to stop that spotlight here for a moment. Okay, all right. So the other thing that we have, I'm going to share with you in a moment around content, around a content strategy. But before I do that, let me take you over and show you what we did for the Video Marketing Summit, and that'll give you an idea of what you can be putting in place. Now, with all of these, we did this a little bit differently than I normally do if I'm just doing it for myself. The system that, interestingly, I have been using for years, but refining it, has still continued to be really powerful. It's just in the past, it was syndicated differently. So using short videos, quite a few years ago, I recognized that this was the thing that people were interacting with more. So that's where I started then producing them as a video podcast. That's not so effective as much now for short videos. For longer ones it is, not for the short. But back then that's what was working. But they're creating those short videos, and then I started helping my clients, and I've got hundreds of people that actually went to top of the iTunes charts with it. Now, it's not so much having those short videos that are going over to iTunes, because we have really powerful platforms that especially if you're going to be uploading to them on their actual platforms, really get awesome visibility. And so we used a combination of Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram for this particular strategy. And the nice part with this is, normally for me, I would shoot about 3 months worth of videos. So there's only 12 videos, one a week, 12 videos that are only a couple of minutes long. I do it in one setting, and then we use our systems to make them so that they're going to be, edited correctly, and so that they're going to be drip fed out every single week. Now, that's a system that we've been using for years, and it works really well. That is the basis of the Attract Your Tribe format. What we did with the summit is I actually interviewed every speaker and recorded 2 interviews that went for about a minute or 2 after we had finished our main course. And that was because I wanted to find out what were the main tools that they used and their big tips. And that was because I knew from my research that's what people wanted to know. They wanted to know the gear. And they also wanted to know really quick things that they could go and implement. So when I said that you need to know what it is that your market wants, and you also need to know the format. So we know, and this came from what we've tested in-house, but also what has worked with all of the different speakers, was using a short format where you really don't want to go more than a couple of minutes, which means you've got to have a good way of stopping the scroll, getting people's attention and making it work. So we were very, very clear on having that. So you need to do that, okay? Now, as you can see here, I'll just going to open up that again there for you so that you can see is you can see on here we have these short videos. Now, we were putting out 3 things a day in leading up to the summit. Now we're just to 1 a day. But you can see, this is a nice way for you to see the ratio. The thing that works really powerfully when you're using this model that allows you to batch and then seem as if you're everywhere with the Attract Your Tribe with video model is, if you have, say, over 1 week, you don't need to be putting out multiple pieces of content every single day. It is better to have a few pieces of content in a week and really focus and interact with each of those. Start sharing them more, focus more, and give the value to that piece of content. So the way that we do it is you will have one really good video that is giving the content. And then what we do is over the next few days on social media is we will create 2 other pieces of content. The best way is to make one that is like a quote or something that is useful. It can even be a multiple, like a carousel one that you're doing so that you're getting, you're giving sort of extra value, but it doesn't have to be over the top. But the thing is, it relates to the video. So it allows you to link back to the video and refer to it as well. So you've got something that is there. And then the other thing that you can do is share another thing that is a little bit of a behind the scenes story or something that features either you or features people, because people will interact with that. But it needs to relate back to the video. The nice part about this is you just have to come up with the one piece of content, and then you can create 2 other pieces. We use Canva, and it's what we'll be teaching in our program as well, showing you some templates to do. It just means that okay, the theme for this week is this topic. You don't have to keep on coming up with multiple things all the time because everything interacts. So I'm really into, where do I get the best results with a minimal amount of effort? I'll just close that one now. So that's the strength that comes with the Attract Your Tribe with video strategy. Now, I'm going to share with you in a moment one of the things that we have as a full training module in the program, and that is my 3x3x3 content strategy. So I'll go into that in a tick, but I'm just going to show you very briefly. You can go to the sales page and look at it all. But what I want you to know is the outcomes. I'm just going to make sure I've got the right page open. Have I got the right? Here we go. The main outcome is from this particular program is designed for 2 groups of people. You're either completely new to video and you're thinking, I don't even know where to start. We've got you covered there. So the very first things we're going to do is we're going to look at really what is it that's going to keep you going. We work on what I call my charisma on camera. And I've got steps that I use before every single video and that I've used with my clients, and it just transforms their energy on screen. It's just beautiful to watch. Really, really simple strategies that you can use every time so that when you do turn up on video, you're going to be confident, and also you're going to be yourself, okay? You're not going to be somebody who is uncomfortable. So we start off with those things about getting it so that you're comfortable in front of the screen. And then we move straight over into, all right, this is the gear that you need to use. Let's just get all this gear stuff out of the way and make these decisions quickly. By the way, if you're wanting to know what do I need to use, if you've got a phone, that's got a camera, and they all do. The cameras on these now are so much more powerful than a lot of the bigger expensive cameras that you can be using. You've got everything that you already need, okay? Don't complicate things. So we go into setting up your studio. We go into what equipment is right for you in your business. And importantly, the very first, we're going to get you making videos like straight off, right? So there's none of this thinking, I'm really going to study this whole program, get all my ducks in a row, have my strategy perfect, and then I'll start shooting video. No. So we'll have a Facebook group that we've got just for this program, and you can come over in there and share the videos that you've produced after where you've gone, you know what, I've been practicing. This is going to work. And I give you, some topics and scripts to start with. Right, so that's if you're just starting out, and you'll need to do that anyway if you have been producing videos. The next part is all about strategy. Now, as a founding member, you're actually going to be, you're going to be one of the ones that's going to be getting this fresh off the, what we call it. I'm just going to say fresh out of the bakery oven, because, that's been my COVID thing. You'll relate to this, Nobby. You're a cake man. It's these beautiful bakery that's opened up near us. So you've got one module there already. The next one opens by the end of next week. Then we're going to have a break for a few weeks over the Christmas time. Okay, so you've still got access to all of the bonus material as well, so you can start diving into that. But then all of January, we're actually going to be releasing the really meaty strategies that you're going to be implementing into your own business. We're going to be doing them live. So that's one of the big advantages that you get from joining now, apart from it's the cheapest price you'll ever get. And that's because I want you to take action, and I want your case studies. I want to promote you as an action taker. So that's why I'm doing it as a founders. We're doing it half price. So that means that in January, we're going to be putting out all the different modules that are really strategy focused, and you'll get to have me live every single week coaching you through that. So that's going to be all of January. So in those ones there, in the actual ones that we're doing in January, I'm just going to come down here, is we're really going to look at the whole system. We're going to be really diving into the 3x3x3, and I'll give you an overview of that in a moment. At the end of this, the important thing is you'll be super duper clear on your content, what it is that you have to say. You'll be super clear on your branding. You will have a system that means you are creating 3 months worth of really high quality videos and associated social media content that can get drip fed out every single week. So you seem as if you're everywhere, but you've done that work that will take you about a day every 3 months to set all this up. And then what I've also got there is, and this is one of the things that somebody sent me via email going, I'd love it if you did this. So I'm doing it. We'll be at the end of January, once you've got that system, you will have our playbook. So you're going to have all of the checklists, you'll get to see the project management way that we use to be able, so that I can outsource to my team, which means I do even less. Okay. So you're going to have access to all of that. So you can be amazingly systemized, and you don't have to come up with all of those steps and what can you outsource. It will all be there for you in that playbook. So, and you've got lifetime access to all of that. So I am just going to see if we have any more questions. I'm going to just share with you the 3x3. I won't even look at that. That one's not working. Okay. Whoop. Now we've got okay, so we've got here, right, I'm just going to see if you've got any questions. You're cool. So let me just now go. Excuse me. And if you've got any questions on your specific business that's got to do around any of the models that I've shared, just type them in there, okay? Let me know, and I will do my best to be able to answer them for you. Now, the thing that I wanted to share with you is the 3x3x3. So I'm just going to wipe these off, because this is one of the big things that I get from people all the time. And I get it because it's a huge struggle. And I found for myself that when it came to creating the content, I sometimes can tend to waffle quite a bit. And just ask my husband. Still the challenge is I can tend to waffle, but importantly, you want to make sure that whatever your videos are that you're creating, that there is no fluff, that you're not creating videos that are a waste of your time and your clients' time and your potential clients. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be knowing that whatever you're creating your videos on, that it's going to be something that's going to result in a return on investment of your time and your effort. So let me just go over the 3x3x3. Okay, so this is just this is a formula that I created to help myself. And interestingly, as I've been, doing all these interviews with all of these experts as part of the Video Marketing Summit, is the things that I have been doing was getting reinforced that, yep, that's actually the way that a lot of them, they may not have been teaching this particular formula, but it was exactly what they were implementing as well. So I'm going to give you an overview of what it is, and know that we go into detail with all of the worksheets and the guidance in the program. So if we go 3x3 by 3, excuse me. Number 3 is, I bet if I ask you what are the things that you would be creating video content on, you would have a humongous list of all of the things, because I know that if you've been drawn to me and my business, my marketing is designed to attract people who are super duper clever at what they do. And so I know if you're here, that you know your stuff, okay? You know how to get results with your clients. You know, if you get the right client, you know you can help them. And if you get to meet somebody in person who you know is your ideal client, and you're in a social situation where you might be having, if you're knobby, you'd be having a cake. If it was me, you'd be having a cocktail. Then, and you start talking to them, you've got so many things to help them with. They could be asking you questions. You can keep on answering them. I know you can do this. But the reality is you may have hundreds of things you can talk about, but it really boils down when it comes to communicating, especially through the Attract Your Tribe with Video method, this one where you're omnipresent and automated and always top of mind, is there's really just 3 topics, okay? You get to, you'll have your expertise that allows you to always work within there, but there are always going to be 3 things that are going to be your focus. Now, the way that you do this is twofold. One is you need to be listening to your clients to know what's their biggest things, but also you need to be working in reverse. You need to know what it is that you're selling. That's why I focused on, if you're not having anything to sell in you, that's why I've got that module there on how to create your product, because you need to start with what you're selling. What is in that? And then you want to work backwards. So then okay, well, this is what I'm selling. What do people need to believe? What do people need to know to be able to make a decision? What do people need to be attracted to so that they're likely to be somebody who's going to buy that? You need to work backwards to make this decision. So I've got a process that works you through that. But you need to listen to your clients. So there's always going to be 3 core things, and they're going to relate to your programs. So for example, when it comes to me, I know that anything that is going to help people to get new clients is really going to help them. That's why out of all the different video strategies I could have focused on, I focused on the one that's going to help you get out there and flirt and start engaging and keeping that out there. That's going to help you to get new clients, but doing it in a way that is strategic. So it's going to result in sales. It's not just being out there being noisy, okay? So for me, I know it's always going to be around what helps you to attract clients. I also know it's going to be what's out there that's going to help you to be able to make money and free up your time. So anything to do with courses, structuring high-end programs, those sorts of things, people are interested in that as well, because I can help them. No use talking about stuff I can't help you with. Video fits underneath the attracting, finding clients, okay? But then the other one for me is always around the mindset, because it takes a lot of guts to be a business owner. So just see if you've got any questions that are coming through there. So think of yours, what you are. And a really good thing was Alexei Neokulius in the Video Marketing Summit. His insight was that if a business is making under a couple of million, without fail, the subject that they are most interested in is how to get new clients. So this is if you're in the B2B market. They want to know how to get new clients. And in fact, you should be making 70 or 80% of your videos around ways to help new clients. So that's number one, is what are the 3 topics? The next thing that you want to do is, of course, there's going to be, like I could be talking about, you can be attracting clients with video, with this sort of type of video, or it could be, being a podcast guest. It could be, social media, all different ways that you can be talking about attracting clients, sales letters, there's so many different things within that. How do you know what to talk about? Well, there's 3 different things that you can be doing, and this what makes it really powerful, is you need to get them imagining about what is possible for them. So if you can start talking about things that are possible, this can be sharing stories about this is what happened when somebody worked with me, or when they took action, or here is somebody that I haven't worked with, but here is this legend, see the results, or anything that's going to be showing the changes that are possible. That's at this flirting level. It's the very equivalent. This is the equivalent of the push-up bra, actually. This is what's possible, So you've got that part. So definitely what is possible. Now, the other things you want to do is you want to overcome their objections. Now, I'm going to put objections here, but that doesn't mean that you create videos on objections. You're creating videos that are addressing the things that are going through their minds. So, for example, I know that there are going to be people going, well, I can't create video because I don't know all the because I need to edit, and I don't know how to edit. That's really, really overwhelming. So for me to overcome an objection, I can show them that, what, sitting down and doing all the editing stuff on your own computer, it's so 2019, you don't need to do that anymore. I used to have lots of detailed stuff on that in my programs. You don't need to do that anymore. There are services and apps that do it all for you. So I can show that as an example, like there goes your last excuse, okay? So I'm not saying this is a problem. I'm facing the objection. Now, the other thing that you want to do is you want to demonstrate your knowledge. So you need to be doing some sort of how-tos, answering questions, demonstrating things. This is not giving away all of your IP, but it will be leading into, this is like a taste of what we have. As an example, I'm giving you a rundown here of the 3x3. You could take this now and you will be able to use that. But coming up with these topics and really getting clear on these is not as easy as you would think. You need some kind of guidance to get there. Now, the next part, this one here, is it works really well to put your content into 3 formats. So for us, we use video, we use some kind of quote or teaching that comes directly from that, and then we will do something that is some kind of story that features a person, because people will interact with that, and it needs to relate back to the video, so it can be taken from the video content. So that's the 3x3. If you just stick with that, that is going to make it so much easier for you to be able to create great content that is going to resonate with your market. Now, just see if you've got any questions. You're all very quiet, multitasking, are you? So that's kind of wrapping up what we've got here. Now, with the Attract Your Tribe with video program, you can go to romanceyourtribe.com/video. Pretty easy. And I've got that link up there on the screen for you. If you go there, you will be able to see in detail everything we've got. I've got a payment plan for you. This program, once I have run a cohort through it, and that will be you. Once I've run a cohort through this and I've got case studies, that I can then use to be able to show people this stuff works. And that I also have a cohort where I can be getting feedback from you to go, this would be really, really useful. Can you include this? Or I struggled a little bit with that. Is there a way to make it easier? That gives me that feedback to make it really super duper good. Then this is going to be selling for $9.97 US. That's going to be my plan with this program. You get to join it this week for $4.97. So that's half price. Next week, at the end of next week, it's going to increase by $100. And then when this cohort has finished, then it's going to increase as well. So this is the cheapest that you will ever get it. Plus, you get to be somebody who's going to be there live. So you're going to getting a lot more of my questions, me answering your questions, because I really, really want to make sure that I'm helping you to get really good results, and I'm putting everything in place to do that. So I will be creating things there that's going to help you with that. That's where the idea from the playbooks come, because that actually came from somebody saying, I really would love this. Here's examples of what I want. That's how much he wants it. So that's the opportunity you've got at the moment. Next week, it goes up by $100. As I said, if you've already been in our Cool Cats program, this is different to the Cool Cats program. A lot has changed since then. There's a lot of stuff you don't need to do anymore, and a lot of stuff that you can do even better. So if you've done that, just message me and I'll give you the discount coupon to get an extra $100 off. And also, if you just bought the super bundle, which you may have actually got the special, which was even less than $100, you're still going to get $100 off, okay? So you'll get that code as well. So just contact me and let me know. All right, so I would really, really love to be able to help you to get this stuff happening. Now, importantly for me, the 3x3s, yeah, that's great, Tiffany. Doesn't it simplify things? Like, I'm so into, as an example, when it came to writing the sales letter, like, honestly, this week has been me going, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to put this together. I'm going to wait till next year. I can help people now. I'm going to make it happen this week. So as well as the course getting created, this webinar getting planned, I had to create a sales letter. Now, that is a lot of work. So with me, what I do is I go back and I go, all right, where is a template? What has been simple? And I've already created those. Just realized, oh no, you can still see me. I've already created all of those. I'll show you the sales page so that you can see. Where is that? Yeah. So, I've already got a template that I've created for my clients for a sales letter. I just use exactly the same thing I use for them. So I'm really into, can past Janet work out a way to simplify it, because I do not want to have to make too many decisions. I want to just have a framework that I use for myself, and then everything I test on what I do in my own business, and then I create templates and checklists for my clients. So the 3x3 came from that, from me just going, honestly, this is just too much thinking here. How do I make it simpler? So that's where the 3x3. So I'm really pleased that worked really, really well for you. Yeah, what have I got there? Yep. So who is that, Tiffany? So I'm looking over here so you can see yourself. There you go. So, all right. So I'm going to wrap it up, baby. If you've got any questions at all around the content that I've shared with you today, let me know. If you want to know if the Attract Your Tribe with Video program is for you, let me know as well. Just send through any questions, either through private message or down below or into email, wherever. So just send me through any of those, and I can see if it's going to be right for you. You can just tell me a bit about your business if you've got any questions, if it's going to work for you. And I just can't wait to see all these amazing videos going out there and people getting results. Really excited about that. Okay. Bye, everybody, and thank you so much for sticking with me and the questions that you've asked. I'll just see if there is anything else there, being aware that we're working on a little bit of a lag. I'll just have a sip of water. And let me know if this works. If this whole idea, not the 3x3, I know that works, but the, me sharing my whiteboard and teaching in this way, does that work? Were you visually able to see things? Did it work? Because I'm just experimenting. Okay, so, and if things work, well, then I'll refine them, come up with some systems, and then I'll teach it. If they're not working so well, what can make it better? I'd really love to know that, because this, I hate creating slide decks. I have to go and check the fridge too many times. Put me when I can write and can talk to you straight off. You won't shut me up. All right. Okay. And enjoy the weekend. Thank you. Okay. So Taramis, you like the Taramis, I'm gonna watch out, I'm gonna an email coming through for you as well. A gift. So yeah. So what have we got there? Okay. Okay, so Taramis, you had this one last time where you had trouble with the lagging. There you go. I wonder if that might be, because this is actually, even though I'm using the restream, it's actually the way that it is streamed out to you is determined completely by either Facebook or YouTube, apparently. So that would be something to do with that. I wonder if you're having something similar with other lives. Yeah, it may be your download connection. All right, so thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, so okay, so Janet, we're getting a few thumbs up for the whiteboard. That's good, because that's so much more me. I much prefer this than, there's advantages to having slides, definitely having the advantages, but I'm very much an off-the-cuff type person. So, yeah, lousy. Thank you for all the nuggets. The best way to stay connected with me. Oh, I love questions like that. So, Tiffany, one of the best ways that you can stay connected with me is to, first of all, join the private Facebook group. So go to Romance Your Tribe. If you can't, I will just come and I'll leave a comment here for you. When I get off here, I'll come over to where you are and leave a comment. And another really good place is you can go and sign up and get that playbook that I mentioned that was for the summit, because that was all around video. And I'm going to be changing all that follow-up. The summit's finished, so you can't get all the live videos that were for free for that one particular week. But you'll still be able to get the playbook. That's a great place. And that'll get you onto my email list, and you'll be able to get more connections. So if you go to, I don't know if I've got that here in my captions area. No. Yeah, so if you can go to Video Marketing Summit 2021, and that will be able to get you onto my list. But I'll put some links down here when I come back in. Okay, that should be able to help you. Yeah, but make sure you join the private Facebook group, because I'm really going to get my finger out and start focusing there a little bit more. Yeah, so Deborah, we've also over onto YouTube at the moment as well. Okay. Yeah, you're like, oh, that's good. I'm pleased the whiteboard's working. I might play around with making it even better. It'll be a fun thing to do. I'll keep on playing around with that and see what I can do to make it so that I don't have to keep on squinting as well. So I might just, I'm looking around my little room and I'm thinking about some things that I can do to actually make that better. And then I'll experiment and let you know what works, okay? Well, I'm going to go. Yeah, Simon's Way. Yeah, Nobby's saying Simon's Way. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, that's one of the things that I'm going to be experimenting with. I'm going to go and get myself an Apple Pencil this week, and I am going to experiment in using it, because I don't want to be running one of these webinars and can't work out how to use the software. So it really comes down to experimenting a lot. So, yeah, I agree with you, Nobby. I really love the idea of the whiteboard that is on an iPad, because it allows me to be able to do it from anywhere, which for me is really important. Okay, well, I am out of here, baby. Let me just see if I've got any other questions. Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. I really do hope that you kept to join me over in the Attract Your Tribe with video. Really excited about what we're putting together there. And go out there and make things happen. Bye.